Probably tune this thing. All right. Happy snow day, folks. Man, it's snowing out there. woke up this morning and I had my boys with me, and they desperately wanted to go back to Mother's house because they've got all their snow gear over there. So we did that, and I drove my 4x4 truck. Man, it was a little scary, I gotta tell you. But we made it, got them taken to their mother's house, and I got back home just in time to watch some NFL and do a little homeschooling episode. Hope everybody's doing great out there. Episode number 269 of the homeschooling program, or program, as they say in the South. But I just wanted to check in, man, see how everybody's doing. We had a good time last weekend on the Jim Irsay gig out in LA. That was a really good time. They take care of us so good on that gig. I mean, you guys saw we weren't really flying Delta, and I didn't get stuck in the middle seat. But, you know, Jimmy's not doing well, and we were all praying for him. It was really not cool having him not be there at that gig, because he is the life force behind those gigs. It's all his baby, the whole thing. And without him there, it's weird. But we did the best we could, and there was a bunch of very sweet comments on the channel and on the videos that got posted. If anybody was there and seemed to really enjoy it. There was plenty to choose from if you wanted some entertainment. They had star-studded cast, you know, and it was always a treat to do those gigs with those guys. Everybody is so nice, and the crew and all the Colts people are just such sweethearts. It's very sweet. Anyway, I got roped into singing Comfortably Numb because Jimmy normally sings that, right? And I've goofed around with it a couple times at rehearsal, and everybody always get a kick out of it. So when it came time to do the gig, I tried to get that song nixed from the set. But they were like, come on, Book, you gotta sing it. So I did. And it sucked, but I did the best I could, people, which is all you can do in this life. But it was great to play with Ann and Billy Gibbons and Peter Wolf, as always. And I was devastated that Stills couldn't make it. Just devastated. I don't even know how I got through it. I was so upset about him not making it to the gig, but I tried to pull myself together and just be a big boy and try to handle it, the fact that he wasn't there. But, you know, we got through it. Well, I got so much to tell you today. I'm like nervous that I'm not going to get it all in. I'm going to move quickly. I want to show you this cool thing Dave Hinson made. Check this out. A tuner that clips onto your headstock that looks like a cigarette. Check it out. How cool is that? And it's actually a really good tuner. Here's the display. Can you see that? It's great. Really works great. This is a good idea. Dave Hinson from Killer Vintage. One of my dear old friends. I saw him at the gig. He was there. Let's see. I got this cool t-shirt that Gavin made for me, my buddy in England that makes all these great shirts. He's the same guy that made the Sex Pistols one and the one that's me on a graded football card. It was just great having the boys here the last couple of days. Man, we had so much fun. We always do. Watch football. I got my ass kicked yesterday. Lost 2 games. Who you guys like today? I was going to tell you a couple things about guitar and stop talking about football for a minute. Here's my old 66 tele. You know, I was thinking about something last night. I've been playing the shit out of that old gold top. And I was thinking about sex appeal in terms of guitars. I've talked about it before. We all know it. You know what I mean. There's certain guitars, you just put them in the corner and you just look at it and you're like, I gotta go pick you up, play you. I just can't stop playing you. You know, back when I was alive, I used to feel that way about certain women, you know, but, you know, got a bit older and life changed, you know, and now I just think that way about guitars. But, oh, Lord. Dangerous ground there. You know, so sex appeal in terms of guitars. I've got probably about less than 50 total instruments in my collection, things that I own. This is including basses, acoustics, dobros, banjos, everything with strings. I've got less than 50, which isn't bad for a guy who does this professionally. But I was thinking about, of all the instruments I have, what has the most sex appeal as far as a guitar that just makes you want to pick it up and play it and not put it down. And I made a list of my top 5. Okay, this tele, for sure, this 66 tele, is very hard to put down. It's light as a feather, and it's got the most kick-ass, maple cap, 66 neck, transition logo. This is a fucking badass guitar, and it's got the perfect doink. And I was gonna tell you something about it. When I first got this guitar refretted by Grunes, Grunes uses DR strings, which are not my favorite, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a Diodario guy. And I played the shit out of it when I got it back from them, and then I said, it got to the point where I needed some new strings. And I used 10s, and I put a set of Diodario 10s on it, and it was like I went down an entire gauge. Fucked the whole guitar up. And I got freaked out. I said, wait, did they put 11s on it? Because it didn't feel like 11s. So I was all nervous about it. It ruined the guitar, and I couldn't get it to play the way it was playing. So I took it back up to Grunes, and they said, yeah, we use these pure blues on it. And I'll tell you, these are 10 gauge DR pure blues, but they feel like 11s. They must have something wrong with their measuring machine, because a set of these 10s is like a set of 11s on a normal guitar. So I put these back on, and this problem was solved. And here's another thing about these pure blues. You know how I love dead strings and I love doink? When these things die, when they die quick, when they die, they have the best doink. See, you can get a doink from flat wounds, but it's even better when you get it from dead round wounds. It's more authentic. And these will give it to you. Get a set of these, put it on a tele, and play the shit out of it for a month. And you're gonna get this. This is what you get, which is amazing. And I love that sound. That's it for me. So yeah, get you some, okay, so the tele's on the list. That 64 J50 I got is impossible to put down. One of the most inspirational guitars I've ever picked up. I'm not saying it's the best acoustic in the world. I'm just saying when you pick that thing up, it takes you somewhere and you want to play it. The Gold Top 57, which I just played all night last night. That guitar has sex appeal out the ass. It's impossible to put it down. That beat up 60 335 I got, the Sunburst one, impossible to put down. And the last one on the list is that chopped 62 Epiphone Crestwood. It's a total chopper. I got it in Grunes right now. I took it up there. I'm going to put a horseshoe Bigsby on it. With one of those old school horseshoes. It's going to be great. I'm very excited about it. We're getting up to 13 minutes. I got to keep moving. Okay, a couple questions from the VCB. Hey, Larry, what is it with you and collectibles? I love collectibles. Speaking of collectibles, I don't only have Topps football cards. I've got all of them. I've got Philadelphia, Bowman, Fleer. Here's some 54 and 55 Bowmans. These are beautiful cards. Elroy, Crazy Legs Hirsch, Otto Graham back in his heyday, back before the Super Bowl was called the Super Bowl. John Henry Johnson, who went on to do great things for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Tom Landry, back when he was a player. This is 54. Y.A. Tittle. Bobby Lane, whose curse was broken last night, people. I love the Lions, the fact that they're getting somewhere after 32 years of not making the playoffs. Okay. Also, I like to collect old beer cans. I've got a modest collection of old beer cans. Check them out. I probably got about 30 cans. Mostly they were a gift from my dear friend, Troy Lancaster. He also likes old beer cans. I used to have a really big collection when I was a kid, but I gave him to Matt Warren and he got rid of them. Damn it, Matt. So there's one old can that I'm looking for and I've always wanted. If anybody out there knows where it is, please. There's an old 40s can called Paul Bunyan beer. Look it up. I want a Paul Bunyan beer can bad. I've always wanted one. I used to look at the beer can encyclopedias when I was a kid, and that was the can I always wanted. Paul Bunyan beer. Check it out. Okay. Hey, Larry, when are you going to switch to modeling amps once and for all? Yeah, right. I was just thinking about on the gig. I was playing those 2 SG specials, and I was just thinking, I am in tone heaven. Very small pedal board with those 2 guitars, those SG specials, one with the talent stick and one without it, through those rental deluxe reverbs. I couldn't be happier with the sound. Sounded amazing. Wouldn't change a thing. It's not real loud, but it's perfect. Good shit. The SG special, man, is the game changer for the live gigs. I'm telling you, game changer. Man, I wish I would have known about that 30 years ago. Could have saved myself some trouble. One more question here. Hey, who has the best arm in the NFL? You know what? I was watching this amazing video on YouTube about all these amazing quarterbacks who are known for their long passes. And there was like a compilation of all these guys throwing these great long balls. You know, I love a beautiful spiral. A guy that can throw a beautiful spiral. It's one thing to just throw a ball a million miles, but to do it gracefully and beautifully. I'll tell you who's got the most beautiful spiral and a rocket arm is Matt Stafford. That boy can throw a football. My God. I was watching these compilations. Fucking 70-yard passes, perfect spirals. They look like they were shot out of a gun. Matt Stafford. I would love to meet Matt Stafford. Anybody out there knows him? Tell him I love him. I'm a big fan. I wish he would have won last night. I felt bad for him. He got beat up. But man, I love Matt Stafford. I'm a big fan. Hey, Matt. Love you, man. You're an inspiration to me. Okay, one more question and I'll leave it alone. Let's see. Hey, Tom, cool to see you play with Billy Gibbons. Yeah, man, Billy Gibbons. It was so cool to play with him the other night. And he rode home on the plane with us, man. And we came home on the big plane that Jimmy owns. Jimmy owns about 5 or 6 planes. And one of them is like enormous. That's the one he flies on. And we were lucky enough to get that plane. It's like a freaking giant hotel that flies. And Billy was on the flight with us. Man, we chatted up for a little bit. What a lovely guy. Just the best. I love Billy. Oh, one more thing and I'll leave you alone. You know, my son, Marshall, is getting there in his quest to raise the money to buy that 61 SG, that chopper that he's trying to get. So he already sold his Dan Electro. That's good. And he's also going to sell this little Epiphone ES339 Ultra, which is a cool little guitar. I love the built-in tuner that's built into the side of the pickup there. That's a good idea. Boy, I wish I had that on some of my other guitars. It's got all these crazy outputs. Look at that. I don't even know what they do. You can plug in USB and shit. That ain't how Hank did it. Let me tune this thing up and play it for you. $500 if anybody wants this. In a non-original hard shell. He'll be a little sad to see this one go up, but he's got plenty of guitars, and that SG is going to be all he plays. It's got issues, that SG. When we first got it, somebody drilled it for a stop tail, which is cool. I always wanted to do that with the ones with the side to side. And the neck was basically being held on by the strap pin. Seriously. So it's being glued up and refretted at the moment by sweet Nick at Glazers. And when that thing's done, that's all Marshall's going to play. It was a purchase by the original owner, who was my dear friend Scott. His ex-wife's father bought it, brand new. Paperwork still in the case. It's super browned out, this guitar. It was a cherry originally, but it's brown now. And under the bridge, you can see all the original cherry. Cool guitar. But that's going to be Marshall's jam. He's excited. Here's this guitar. Check it out. me tune it. Jesus. Here's the bridge pickup. Plays really good. Here's the neck pickup. Here's the middle. Not bad for $500. Nice, medium chunky neck, good weight, cool guitar. I have nothing to bitch about this. It feels good. Here it is with a little bit of grit on the bridge pickup. All right, friends. See ya at the game, the big game today. Peace out.